Laura Mediumship and Messages. Here you can enjoy healing to happiness with exceptional, evidential, and ethical spirit communications. Spirit medium Laura has been channeling spirit for over 30 years. She is a research medium and is featured as a top 100 psychic in America. Here is Spirit medium Laura now.
Hi, everybody. If I don't sound as good as I normally do, in other words, if there's a lot of static and interference, it's because I have to use my phone because for some reason or other, Skype is not working this evening. So just bear with me as we make good of whatever we have to work with, which is a great way to live our lives, I suppose. But an even better way to live our lives would be to fix the problem before it's too late. Anyway, when things happen, as they always will in life, we make do and we make the best of it. So good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, depending on where you are. There is a website for the show, spiritmediumtv.com, and there you can obtain a myriad of resources, one of which is to watch the show live. There's a live video feed of me there. And I put makeup on, so you won't be frightened if you look at me. If you join the video, which is on that page, you can join the video. There's a link that says you can join the video here. And if you click on that and enter the video, you get a priority in the queue. Speaking of priorities for the queue, they go as follows. People who have other side requests, they go first. I do 2 of those usually per evening. And then I take donations first before everybody else, and or people who've entered the webinar/video, which I just spoke about. You can make a donation at spiritmediumtv.com. I think it is item number 3. Item number 3 actually tells you how to get a priority in the reading queue. One is by doing the 8 No Wait, which is the donation of $8, which goes in part to help animals. And the other thing is to join the webinar, which is below on the page. There's a couple of other things on there, but I'm just going to mention a couple of them that are very important. One of them is if you want to obtain a special price on a reading as a radio show listener, you're entitled to that. It's called, I don't really have a name for it. We'll just call it a sale. Woo, it's a sale. When you go to booklaura.com, that's booklaura.com. If you place radio show in the event code field, you will obtain a third more time than that for which you paid. So if you paid for 30 minutes, you'd get a third of that, which is 10 minutes more free time. So you get 40 minutes for paying for 30, as an example. And that is at booklaura.com, the event code field, place radio show. See if there's anything else I really need to say. No, we're going to do a couple of things now. One, I'm going to talk about a featured subject or a focused subject for this evening. And tonight we're going to talk about karma release. Wow, how do we get out of that endless cycle of reincarnation, right? I'll talk about why you would want to, because maybe you don't know why you'd want to. And then we'll go on to a channel group message, and then we will go to the phone lines. I hope that sounds exciting to you. And welcome to the show, everybody who is here this evening. Okay. So how to manifest miracles with karma release. And what I did was I basically channeled on this. It's sort of a series of articles about karma. I started to think about karma when I stumbled upon this luminary in the spiritual field. Her name is Dolores Cannon. That's Dolores, Cannon, like the cannon, Cannon. She's written 17 books. She's a hypnotherapist, and all of her discoveries when she was in very deep trance state with her clients. Fascinating stuff. And one of the things is all about how to get out of the endless cycle of reincarnation. Reincarnation really stands for cause and effect. And I'd like to label it something. I think when we're in the cycle of reincarnation, it's sort of like never going to heaven. When you pass to spirit, you go to a sort of a waiting location, and then you come back again. You don't move up the energetic evolutionary path. You just keep coming back to Earth. And as many of you have heard, Earth is sort of a school. And it's not a very friendly school at times. Imagine you have a rough teacher that's got a ruler and smacks your hand when you do the wrong thing. Not allowed these days, but when I grew up, well, it didn't happen in my school because I went to public school. But if you were going to Catholic school, which a lot of people in my neighborhood where I grew up went, I would hear these horrific stories of the disciplinary things that went on there. But in any event, the point is that when we're in the karmic cycle, we're having some rough lessons. And if you don't get the lessons, then they keep getting harder and harder and harder and harder. And if you never evolve, you could actually devolve. You could go lower and lower and lower. And everything is a number. Everything is vibration. So if you go lower than Earth, you're going into deeper and deeper, more dense energy places where there's more suffering. When you go higher, you go to higher levels of bliss, really bliss, miracle states. So that's why you want to move up, not down. It all has to do with pleasure and joy. I'm really big on joy. If you've been listening to this show for a while, or you've had some private sessions with me, or you're on my mailing list, you've been seeing a lot of talk and articles and information about joy. I truly believe that learning how to create joy and live in a more joyful frequency means you're evolving. That's what evolving means. So it ain't so bad, right? It's not like homework in school. It's not like eating your vegetables, right? I'm not going to say to you, be a good girl or boy and eat your vegetables. Oh, somebody joined the webinar. I'm going to interrupt this for a second to go to the webinar. Okay, lovely person, Phil. Hi, Phil. Phil, can you hear me? Phil, put yourself on mute for now, and then later on I'll pick you up, okay? So put yourself on mute, love. Thank you, honey. Okay, and thank you for taking the step to come into that. It makes it more interesting. And when we get to you, maybe you could put your video on if you're not shy. Okay. So as I was saying, it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. If you want to have more bliss and more joy, you want to evolve. And this whole article here, How to Manifest Miracles with Karma Release, goes into that in more detail. And the basic thing they first say, and it's channeled primarily, they intimate, they don't say outright, but they intimate that on Earth, you're in a particular energy plane called astral. And astral ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. It's not fun. Okay, we're in a harsh learning environment here. And it is the plane, they say, of karma, cause and effect. So in this plane, we can experience cause and effect. That's what karma is. Okay? A lot of people might think it's like punishment or this. No, it's basically if you do this, then that will happen. You know, it's like playing pool, right? If you hit the ball the right way, it'll go into a pocket hole. But if you don't hit it the right way, it won't go. So cause and effect, one item hitting another, one person hitting another in life, one person having conflict with another creates karma. And the way to get out of karma is to stop the reactive chain of events. So for example, let's say you had a father that was not very pleasant. Maybe he was abusive. Maybe he was a drinker. Maybe he beat you up regularly. And to this day, you still have a lot of hate and animosity towards that person. Well, so long as you have a reaction, then you stay in karma when you learn how to go neutral. And they define forgiveness as the neutral state of being. They don't say that you have to think the person that hurt you did everything right. That's not what forgiveness means. It simply means you learn how to let go. And then next week, I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to let go. I'll give you an example of a person in my life who I have a lot of karma with. And I won't tell you all the details, but I think I started the karmic pattern. I really do, because I really was not supposed to interact in this way with other human beings, but I wanted to have that experience when I got to Earth, and I made it happen. I made it happen. That's fodder and food for another discussion. But anyway, I brought on an experience that was turned out to be very painful and against my own highest good and possibly that of the other person. And so I still experienced a lot of pain from it, and anger and upset and remorse and all kinds of negative emotions. And so there are ways to release that, which I will talk about next week, or if you're on my mailing list, which I invite you to join at spiritmediumtv.com. You'll see it in one of the sidebars on the right as of this date. Join my mailing list and you'll be kept in the loop, or just keep checking my website. Actually, the article's already there. So if you want to find this article at a future point in time, just come to my website and search for Karma Release, and you would be able to find it. Or How to Manifest Miracles with Karma Release. And so I've already foreshadowed a couple of points. I'm just going to quickly go over them and then pick up where I left off. So basically they say that you can, if you don't want to continue in the endless cycle of reincarnation, which is just basically cause and effect through karma, working it out. It's like getting caught in the Bermuda Triangle. Think of it that way. I don't want to go into the Bermuda Triangle. I want to move up the evolutionary path. So if you want to get out of the karmic cycle of reincarnation, you can go neutral, and you would use forgiveness. And forgiveness is they say in this channeling, forgiveness is a term that's thrown around a lot in the material world. It sounds good. I'm going to forgive that person. Like, I'm going to clean out my closets, Oh, I'm a good girl. I'm going to forgive that person. But forgiveness is not that, they say. Forgiveness is going neutral, meaning not reacting to it. So when you do not react to a situation or person that has inflamed you, you begin to release your cause and effect, or your karma. So the first step to not react is to become aware that you were reacting. I know people in my life, they don't even know they're reacting. They may be very sick, they may get a cold, and they don't realize they're holding some kind of rage inside of themselves against somebody, and it's coming out in the body physically. That's probably the biggest thing on earth, is people understand how their emotional life is affecting their physical experience. The cause of most illness is coming from an emotional level. So, becoming aware, first thing is, the more you pay attention to these things, the more you become aware. So awareness simply comes through paying attention. And they say, become more conscious, aware, and vigilant of the responsibility you have to be in the light. You have control over the levers you push on yourself. Really? Wow, that's hard to do. You might be thinking, I think it's hard to do, but I'm going to tell you some ways that it's not so hard to do. So the next time you get upset about something, ask yourself to calm down. And they tell you to go into the light. What does that mean? It means the light will appear as a frequency of peacefulness, a feeling of letting go. And they do tell you how to do it here. The easiest way to do this is through meditation. Ever hear that before? Okay, so whatever method you use to go to that neutral, peaceful state, the first step is to realize that you're out of your peaceful centered state. And then once you realize this, you can begin to let go of the reaction. And that is through meditation, according to this article. They are on the etheric plane, and I researched that to see what that meant, whoever they are that's channeling through me. And I found that is the energies of the fourth dyad, or fourth level. If you look at it in 7 different levels of energy, Earth being on 3, they're on 4. They're one level. The ones that are channeling through me are one level higher than this level. Seek to help you. Where we live, we do not want for anything. We are already everything. The more you realize you are everything too, the more you will be ascending to the miraculous vibration of higher light, higher thought and realization. And then they end up with a nice little salute by it there. And then in that article, I talk about Dolores Cannon, and she's talking in this video about how to let go of fear and karma release. There's a video there as well from her, and it's only a 7-minute long video, and it will give you another perspective on all of this. Okay, so now we're going to do a brief prayer energy connection. I hate working with my phone, guys, because I can't see the whole board. I can't see everything I need. I get very frustrated. See, for one thing, I've gone longer in the speech than I wanted to go, because I would have been able to see the clock if I didn't have my phone blocking it. But now I moved my phone over. So the next 5 minutes then we will spend in a group channeled message. So everybody, please, in the audience, if you would please sit back, uncross your arms and legs, and start to breathe from your abdomen, allowing yourself to gently and lightly release and let go, breathing in and exhaling, allowing spirit to come to you, asking for your guides, your angels to come in to offer you the perfect guidance for yourself at this point in your life, what you need for your highest good. If you are wanting an other side connection, please focus on that person or people, and please call them in as well. While you do that, I will go do the prayer. In a second, I will be back. And now, on your next exhale of breath, if you would please release into the space around you your energy, I will connect us. One moment, please. Yawning a little bit. So I'm going to do a little channeled message, and then I'll be right to the phones. We are here. We are your angels, your guides. We have come in instead of the ones this evening. The ones are the collective unconscious, of which Dolores Cannon does speak. However, we are speaking from a closer plane to you, one closest to Earth, the fourth dyad, as was already mentioned earlier. We are here to help you on the evolutionary path. Each and every one of us is concerned about each and every one of you. We want each and every one of you to heal. We want each and every one of you to experience happiness. We want you to move to higher vibration while still on the Earth plane. You do not need to leave Earth to be at a higher frequency or a higher level. There are those on Earth now that already have moved to that higher vibration. They are those around you that seem to have an easier time of it. They seem to be happier. Things seem to come in for them easier. And they do not get very mixed up very often about who they are, what they want, or where they are going. These are the people that are your friends. These are the people that are close to you. Each and every one of you knows people that have already moved to a higher frequency. And you have moved, some of you, to higher frequencies. We do not mean to say that all that are hearing these words have not ascended to higher levels of divine grace and guidance. When you are living at a higher level, a smoother life will be there for you, a life of happiness, a life of healing, a life of helping in service as well. You will want for nothing and ask for nothing, for you will want for nothing. When one understands that one is all there is already, One will not need. One will already have. And so we will leave you in that idea that you already are everything. And the more you know this, the more you will have. Namaste. Yeah, tell me that when I'm hungry, right? Okay. So I do have a donation as well, and I do have another side connection that I know of. I can't get to everybody that's with us, the 818. Hi there, Yasmin. I'll be coming to you soon, honey. And then I also have somebody who wants another side connection. All right, so let me go to the other side connection, which I always do first. And I'm going to do Yasmin, then I go to the webinar, and then I go to the regular phone lines. Hello, Cindy. How are you, honey? Cindy?
I'm good.
Good, good. Okay.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you, honey. Okay, so just,
Okay.
yeah, just relax, love.
Got my earphones on so you can hear me better.
Oh, thank you, honey. So just relax, breathing in deeply, Cindy, and exhaling deeply and loving yourself, sending yourself a lot of love. So there's a lot of healing going on in your life right now. You are very confused about something, and there's a mother figure for you in the spirit realm is coming in with a very loving energy and loving presence. I might have brought her in for you before. I think I vaguely remember that. Or maybe I'm bringing in somebody a little different. But I'm going to let you know who I see. I see a woman who's a bit overweight, actually. And she's got, they can show at any age. Okay, so just keep that in mind. She does show me she has dark hair. It's layered, it's on the shorter side, but she is overweight. She also shows me that she does like to, she's a very strong personality, very strong person. She also shows me that she likes to smoke, or she did smoke for a period of time on Earth. And she's a very kind and motherly kind of person. She also gives me the impression that there would have been a few children under her. There wasn't only one child. She was a big family. Would you know this person, please, for anyone?
No, I was thinking my grandmother, and you said she smoked, and I know she never smoked.
Was it Grandpa that smoked?
I'm trying to think.
Was it Grandpa that smoked, love? Somebody smokes around.
My grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandfather did smoke. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because funny, when she showed me that, she showed me, this is interesting. I hope you find it interesting anyway. She showed me Popeye. She showed me Popeye. So she's like bigger body, you know, she's carrying extra weight, but he's real strong. He's very energetic, and there's smoking going on with him. So that's what she meant by that. I didn't understand it when I saw it. But she has a number of children. Not just a couple, you know, like one or two, but it looks like a big, big family. Would you understand that, please, for Grandma, please?
No.
Would you understand she was one of many children? Would you understand she was one of many children?
No. One grandmother was heavier. The other one was not heavy at all. Now, she was from a little bit bigger family, but now my grandmother that was heavier had 2 children. One of them had 9 children.
Okay, there you go. All right. So she didn't give birth to them herself, but down the line it comes down that there's a lot of children.
Right.
She gives me a lot of craziness, chaos, fun, laughing, chaos, wonderful stuff. You know, big families are fun. Sometimes.
I'm second oldest of the 9. Yes.
Yeah. And you're the oldest of the 9, you said?
Second oldest.
Yeah. Okay. So you're on that. Yeah. So your mother was her daughter. Okay, good.
That's right.
Right. And there's also something going on. I'm going to develop her a little bit more, and then maybe we'll go to personal message. And maybe your mom doesn't want to come in today. I don't know. But I feel that there's something going on with this grandma in her chest cavity, like something to do with lungs. Would you know that for this grandma, please? So, do you know how she passed, honey?
I think it was heart failure at the end.
Okay.
I was living in a different area at the time, but I had gone down to see her several times. I think she had some heart issues going on.
Okay. Well, let the record be.
More than lung.
Well, let the record be struck that I feel breathing is a problem, and if it's a side effect of the heart issue, that's fine. All I can tell you is the symptoms I'm getting. So I won't say anything more than what I get.
Okay.
And I'm also going to limit your
Well,
ability.
I wasn't actually there.
That's all right.
Yeah,
honey.
right there then. I wasn't there. I lived out of town, so.
No, that's fine, honey. I need to control your answers a little more, so please forgive me if I sound a little controlling. I don't mean to be, but I do need to limit your answers to yes or no, so I'll remind you rather than you reveal too much. Okay, love. So there she is.
Okay.
She said, okay, she does say she did have a heart attack once or twice before. She says, though, her lungs are also involved in the transition. So there's things to go with her heart also. She's saying to you just that you don't feel like, you know, you didn't have everything right, because you do have that right. There are heart problems in her. Okay, so you want to give her, I'm asking your grandmother, do you want to give Cindy a personal message? Do you want to step aside and bring in your daughter who's there with you now? Mom, your mother, I believe she had cancer. I believe I already brought her in. Is that correct, love, Cindy? Yes or no, please, nothing more.
No.
Okay. Let me see then. I want to try to give you a personal message through one of them at least.
My mother has not passed.
Oh, okay. Then the mother figure is the grandma.
You know what? You know what? I'm thinking you might be picking up on somebody else, because the things you're bringing in now
Fit somebody else, you know?
I'm not sure. You read for me once before, and you tuned into a friend of mine's mother, and the friend I'm out of communication with right now, but she had cancer. And her mother came in.
Oh, interesting.
Her mother has passed.
Okay, well, okay. So you're not saying.
That's kind of when you said she has cancer. That kind of who came to mind.
All right, let's calm down now. I have a woman here who's overweight, who has dark hair. It's on the shorter side, the hair. She shows me lung problems, and she says that she had a lot of children. Now, you said that your mother, who was her daughter, if this is a grandma, now are you saying that the one I thought is the grandma would fit the description of your friend? Or are you only saying when I got to the word cancer, you put it on your friend?
Well, my friend's mother.
Your friend's mother. All right, now, are you saying the whole description fits your friend's mother, honey, or just when I said cancer?
When you said cancer, the daughter has cancer.
Okay, so let's just, I'm just trying to get you a personal message, and I don't want to jump off the track. And just because I said cancer doesn't mean we have to go to another soul. Doesn't mean that, love. It just was one thing. So when we get one thing wrong and we have a lot of things that are right, we don't follow the thing that's wrong and go to somebody else. We just try to, clarify what we do. No. Okay. So we have a grandma here, I think. I just want to get from you yes or no on this, love. She gave me a very strong impression of her hair. And when she was younger, maybe before it turned white, if it did turn white, I don't really know. This is your grandma on your mother's side I'm talking about. Okay, so try to focus. It's like a little bit shorter. It's shorter towards the nape of the neck and around the ears, but it gets longer as we go to the top of the head. And it's got a really nice wave to it. And it's got some thickness to it. Would you know, first of all, did grandma have dark hair?
Yes.
Okay, and did you know if it had a wave to it?
Yes.
Okay, and did you know she liked to wear it mostly on the shorter side?
Yes.
All right, well, we got that. Okay, and when she is overweight and there's okay, she goes back to lung, there's coughing and phlegm in the lungs, a lot of problems and difficulties in her whole body, all through the body. Yes, she did have some heart issues, she said, but that wasn't the only thing and the reason that she passed. She also shows me that her legs and her feet are bothering her, particularly around her ankles. There's pain in her legs, and she's bloated, and it's difficult for her to walk. There's a lot of things going on. This is towards the end of her life, okay? She also says that she says that cancer does run in the family, even though you don't have it, your mother doesn't have it, but there are other family members that do have cancer. She says, we've gotten over a lot in our family. She means people have overcome cancer in the family. Now, with all the children there, her grandchildren, your siblings, and everyone else, maybe somebody or others had cancer and gotten over it. Would you know that, please? Just yes or no, Cindy, love?
Yes.
Okay. She says she's very proud of the one that did overcome cancer. There's one in particular she's pointing out to you. She's showing me it's a female, a sister to you. And it looks to me like it would have been breast cancer. Would you understand that, please? Just yes or no?
No.
Okay. Would you understand his sister had cancer, please? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it wasn't breast cancer then. Okay, we'll leave that alone. Now, why are you saying all this, Grandma, to Cindy? Because Cindy would like a personal message now. I love you, Cindy, very much. She says, you're a good girl. You're taking care of everything for the family. And everyone is very confused right now about something that you're doing in your life or something that you're taking on yourself. She says, you do not need to carry on the burden of other people around you. You need to learn how to take responsibility for only yourself and let everyone around you take on their own responsibility. If you put this thought in your head, things to do, the right thing to do will become a lot simpler. The person that you're taking on the responsibility for, I'm going to paraphrase right now. She's not giving me a literal thing. She's showing me, you have a son, honey, Cindy?
Yes.
Okay. I see. Oh, you have two children, right? Two children?
No, just one.
Just one. Do you have another child? Do you only have one child? It's a son. Okay. There's something going on with him that you're taking on too much responsibility for, and you have to allow him to find his path. Would you understand that generally, please? Just yes or no, please, Cindy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's where you have a lot of heartache about this. You don't know if you should intervene or not. You're trying to figure it out. She says you would, and people around you, actually, she said this earlier, you'll hear it recorded. They're wondering why you're taking on so much responsibility. You really need to let him figure it out. And it's painful to do this. It's making your heart ache and your stomach churn, twist and churn. She says, however, hands off. She says, hands off, because the only way that he will do what he needs to do the right way is if he comes to the conclusions himself of what he needs to do for himself, for his own health, for his own life. You can pray. She says, prayer will help, but he needs to decide, and he will. He will. And that is the area that you need the most help in, my dear, beautiful, and gifted granddaughter. You know, you don't need a lot of help, really. Just the one area that you have a soft heart and you give more than you're getting. And sometimes it's not letting the other person heal. You see what she's saying, honey?
Yes. Uh-huh.
All right. Well, that is the reason that she wanted to talk to you this evening, my dear. And with that, I'm going to go back to the phone lines, honey. Thank you so much for calling in, love.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It made perfect sense. Thank you.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, honey. Okay, I'm going to go to 818, which is Yasmin. 818, there she is. Hello, Yasmin. How are you?
Hi, Laura. This is Yasmin. Nice to meet you. I haven't spoken to you in years.
Yasmin. Awesome. Oh, Yasmin. I keep getting all your names all wrong. Okay, Yasmin.
It's okay. Don't worry.
All right, sweetie. Go ahead. I have your question already, and you want to get a prognosis on the relationship with Julian. Okay.
Yeah, I want to know what you see.
All right.
You were so spot on when I called years ago when you were on another show, and you saved me from problems. And I know your expertise.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you,
really
sweetie. Thank you, love. 818. Hold on, honey. I need to focus for a moment, love, to get your vibration, love. Yes, things will work out eventually. I do pick up he's very tentative in some way, just perhaps as you are, but more so on his end. There's like a tepidness, so like he's not sure yet what he wants to do with his own life. And there's also some issues of, is he mature enough, or did he grow up enough, or can he make the right decisions and take responsibility for himself? But he is a highly intelligent individual. And Spirit is saying that we all should have faith in him. Most importantly, himself. He should have faith in himself. And all this tentativeness and all this nonsense of holding back and kicking the can down the road, as the saying goes, is a false pretense, because truly underneath it all, he's a smart individual. He is very capable, and he can live up to the expectations you have of him. So by those words that just sort of came in from Spirit, I'm getting an impression like you have high standards, and everybody should, you included, right? But he,
I do.
yeah, but he might have, it looks like he might have failed you in the past, or you just don't know if he can. It's not like he's returning. Is this a new? Did I get the idea that he was returning somehow? Is he returning, honey? Because I have this idea in my head that he's coming back or something. Is that wrong?
You want yes or no, or you want more explanation?
Just a yes or no for now, love.
Returning into my life, if he comes back, yes, that'll be returning into my life, yeah.
Oh, that's why I get the, okay, that's why I get the impression.
And our reconnection after a few years of not seeing each other was a reconnection. So that's a return too. I think that might be what you're saying.
Okay, because let me just say it again a different way, love. I get a feeling that he's going to return if he hasn't already, or that he just returned and you're not sure and he's not sure of things. You have high standards is how he views it, but those are the right standards. They're just like the first level of standards anybody should have for a relationship. And he is capable. He's very capable. So anyway, the point is, stick to your guns, but in a nice way. And he will return to you again and give you what you need, and you can have faith in him. And the way to guide him to this is by telling him over and over again, you're up to it, Julian. You have everything you need. You're smart, you're intelligent, you have your act together. And and don't play stupid with me, because I know that's not who you are. See? Don't play stupid with me.
Does he like me? Are his feelings towards me genuine? That's what I want to know. Like,
yeah, let me see. Does he like her? Yes or no?
Or like, what does he feel towards me?
I think he does like you, but I think that you're going to experience that he's going to hold back, and it's because he's afraid he can't really live up to your expectations. But I'm going to give that another look. Does Julian like Yasmin, please? Yes or no? I'm asking.
What you said just now was very accurate with the hold back.
Yeah. Hold on, honey. I just want to find out what he's thinking about you. Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, he likes you a lot, but he's going to like you even more if you set boundaries. You see what I'm saying?
Why? Because I'll be different than most women around him?
Yeah, women who value themselves get the most love from the opposite, from their love partner, whoever it is. So when you value yourself by setting high standards and boundaries, he has a choice. He can either rise to the occasion and get on the ball, which he's completely capable of being on the ball here, or he can go off and kick another can down the road and stay in limbo for the rest of his life. But he does care for you, and you are going to make him a better person through this if he rises to the occasion. So summary, I do feel that he wants to, on a soul level, get his act together, be there for you, and that the only way that he could do that is if you have high standards and remind him of them and act on them. So you're doing him a favor and you're doing yourself a favor by continuing they're giving me more words, continuing to let go of a situation in the past where you gave too much, and allow yourself now to have higher standards and set boundaries. And then he will respect you in the way he needs to respect you, so that you can move forward together in a healthy relationship and a constructive partnership. So there's a turning point coming if these things are enacted properly, if the boundaries are set in a loving way, and if he decides that he wants to live up to them. The setting is there for this. The setting for growth is there on a soul level, but the actions to go with it are the variables, because choices and discipline need to be infused into you and into him to go to the outcome I have described. So you see what I'm saying? Free will can change things, but if you go the way I'm saying, you follow the suggested reaction and path, you will have everything you want with this person because he is capable of it. Okay, my dear?
Okay. Because I'm 40 now and I want somebody for marriage. I'm not trying to just waste my time.
Perfect. Yeah.
If he's that kind of person, I know that I can't act the way that I've acted in the past because that didn't produce any positive results.
No, it didn't. And, think of it like this, when we have parents, think of like a mother-child relationship, right? Or a parent-son or daughter relationship. The parents that spoil their children and give their children everything they want end up having quite often problems with the children because the children the only time children feel loved is when the boundaries are set. You see what I'm saying? So you have to set boundaries here. Then he feels loved and he rises to the occasion. And he is capable of this. And that in a way he'll be grateful because nobody else really asked him to act this way before. Okay?
I think you're spot on. Because even when I saw him again, I walked away. And most women don't walk away. Most women chase him. And he remembered me a month later from that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage to do what what I'm telling you to do, but you will not. That's your only choice, really, because giving him everything he wants, he'll disappear again. He'll act stupid. He won't. It won't be constructive. So, but also,
I need to differentiate myself from the others.
Right, but you also need to do all of this in a loving way. And this is the reason I'm spending a lot of time with Yasmin is because all of us need to learn this. If we're setting boundaries in a love relationship, for example, we don't set them like, you piece of crap, get lost, I'm not going to do that with you. You set a boundary like, I really care about you, and I know you're better than this, and I see that in you. So live up to it, and we will get along better that way. That's how you set a loving boundary. Okay, sweetie?
Well, thank you, and congratulations on your name change. So I think that you know a lot about love.
On my name change? What do you mean by that?
Wasn't it Laura Lee and now it's Laura Mendelsohn? So that maybe you got married.
Oh, no. I never was Laura Lee. So maybe you're thinking of a different Laura.
No. It's so funny. You're so good. You're spot on again. You're a talent. I spoke to you before.
All right. Well,
again. Thank you.
Thank you, love. Have a good evening, honey. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, we're going to go now to the webinar, see if we still have Phil in there. No, he's not there. He got tired or disappeared. So I will go now to the order in which I received the phone calls into the queue. And Amla would be the first one there.
Hi.
Hi, Amla. How are you, sweetie?
Good, how are you?
Good, love. So go ahead, honey. Give me a question. Give me a question.
Okay, so I won't go into okay, I'm just going to say it. So I met somebody about 3 weeks ago, and it's very weird in the sense that we hit it off, and then he's flirty with me, and now I found out that, he's with somebody else. So it's fine. It's so early, but it's just very interesting how he's just being weird about it. So now I am looking online. So I'm wondering what you see as far as meeting somebody deeply rooted and connected. I'm getting myself wet. I mean, like in the sense of my feet wet. So I don't know.
Okay. The first thing that comes in is, where are you with I keep getting the feeling that you are half-baked as a human being right now. Like you haven't fully come out the end of the tunnel you're in of your career and your expression of self. And I think that's why you keep reflecting in your experience people who are half-baked, so to speak. You don't ever have. You're not going to. Yeah. You can't have anything. You can't attract something you're not. So you have to be the thing you want. And that will help you bring in the right person. So as most things in life, we focus first on ourselves. We don't give up the idea we want love, right? We don't give up the idea we're looking for love, But the first place that we start to show love is to ourself. And the more we develop ourself, the more we become a magnet. So what you need to put your life in as much order as possible. While you are a work in progress, and we're not saying as your guides that you need to wait until you come out the other end of the tunnel. However, you do need, they're back to boundaries today. You need to set some boundaries with yourself, getting your life in order of making decisions and telling yourself, these are the best decisions and choices I can make for myself at this point in time. And then carry on from there. Once you do that, it's like tying up bringing to conclusion the open-ended stuff. There's a lot of open-ended stuff with you right now. Making choices, thinking of it this way. Think of it this way, Amla. When you make a choice, it doesn't mean that you've ended your development. The only way you the only way you can develop is by making choices, because once you make a choice, you can see if it works or not. If it doesn't work, if it doesn't work, you let go of it and you go to the next thing. So what I recommend, and maybe we can work on this right now, is that we declare, you and I declare for you who you are right now. And then when we do that, get rid of all the excess and just focus on that, knowing that if it's not completely who you'll ever be. I mean, I don't know who I'm going to be 10 years from now, and you don't know who you're going to be 10 years or 5 years or 3 years or 1 year, but at least for now, because when you do that, you will be more settled and more peaceful, and you will emanate a magnetic chemistry that will bring in the right one. And I actually do see him right there. I need to say that before I go back to you, but actually I see a male who is athletic. He's a medium build and medium height, not real tall the way I see him. He's athletic, got a good build. He's got light brownish skin to an olive complexion. He's very, very attractive, very good looking, very bright, very smart. And he seems to be working in a communications capacity in the theater entertainment industry or music industry or something like that. And he's around you a lot, actually, somebody that you've met before and that you like, but you haven't dated him yet. So that's what I'm getting, and that will be coming in a month or two in more of a significant way if you do the following. So we need to look at you. We need to look at your energy patterns, and we need to help you separate. We need to separate the wheat from the chaff of what Alma is at this moment, this snapshot in time. So I feel as I say those words, you have a lot of dreariness in your life that pulls your energy down. I want you, and things like, God, do I have to? This is making your chemistry, your body chemistry, not attracting the right people in. So Spirit is saying to you, make a list of all the things that are dragging you down and start to eliminate them. I know, okay? You don't need them, is what they're saying. You really don't need these things. You're thinking, I do need that, but you can find substitutes that are a higher vibration for you. And the more that you get your life in the vibration of joy and feeling more constructive in that way, the more this relationship can take form. If you do not know yet this person, then you will know him, and it will be coming in about 7 to 8 weeks. But meanwhile, I want you to make this great relationship with yourself of giving yourself the things you want and eliminating that which you do not want, which requires that you spend some time every day taking inventory and methodically tweezing out, like tweezing your eyebrows, tweezing out what you don't want because you don't need it anymore. Okay, sweetie?
Got it. Totally. Yes. I will let you go. Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alec. Bye, honey. Thanks, love. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, I'm moving to Lisa. Hey, Lisa, how's it going? Lisa? Lisa, I had this problem with you earlier. You disappeared.
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, now I can hear you. Okay, I was getting worried. I was almost going to hang up the line. Okay, love. Go ahead, honey, and give me your...
No.
Yeah, give me your question, honey. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was basically asking, do you see any career opportunities coming my way?
All right, let's see what we get for Lisa in career. Hold on. Yes, you do have a career now. I asked Spirit if you have a career, and they said yes. You're pretty good at what you do. So you're very knowledgeable. You're very spiritual too. You have a lot of things going for you. You're very, very intelligent. You need to get ahead in life. However, you haven't reached your potential. Let's see where that goes. You're not marketing enough. You need to market more. But I feel somehow your resources are strapped monetarily and or energetically, like having the time and the effort. It takes a lot to market properly, not only in having funding, but also having effort, having energy behind it. And for you, it's a catch-22 because the work you do is very taxing also. So that's the thing. Now, see if I could figure out what to do about this. And so what they're telling me to do is to join like a network of other people doing similar work to you. And this would allow you to leverage their efforts and that you wouldn't have to be all alone in this. And doing it with other people gives you safety, gives you marketing effort, and allows you to express. Now, what do you do for a living, love?
Well, I work in the medical field.
Okay. So what are you doing in the medical field?
Well, basically with just paperwork with insurance and doctor's offices and processing paperwork.
So would you call that medical records technician or
with
something?
Right.
Okay. So it seems like you should be self-employed with this. So what they're saying is perhaps like as if you could be self-employed. You know, I've seen that they advertise you could work from home and things like that. And that's all very good. But they're telling me that you need to join some kind of a network of people doing this and that you would have a lot more success in it.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe there's some kind of agency that would, take off the burden of marketing off of you because you're just not getting enough visibility. And then you would get a flow of business. Now, is there anything else you're wanting to do that is what you're really asking me? Like, did you want to open up your own service bureau or what did you want to do with this? Because the answer is to join forces. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really don't want to really work for somebody. If I'm going to do something where I'm working somewhere, it has to be like on a freelance, somewhere where I'm not stuck in the office.
Yeah, all right.
All day.
All day. So they're saying that there are agencies or bureaus that let you work from home to do this. And that you're not working for anyone per se, except you have an agent or agency, and you're getting contract work. So you're it's being recommended to you to look for contract work. Hold on a second, they're saying something else. You're not a dominant, because you're not a dominant supplier in the industry. You're competing with bigger agencies that come in with, so imagine that you're a lone person, you're working alone, right? And you're trying to get clients. So you have to get the client and you have to do the work. If you were to find an agency that you could work for, you wouldn't have to worry to get the clients as much. And that would make your life a lot more simple and it would give you personal freedom. So that's what you're being told to do. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever heard of them or not, or if there are agencies, but I'm being told to join forces with other people doing this already. And I'm getting the idea of an agency or somehow a network of people who do medical records and medical record technicians. By the way, eventually, if you wanted to, you could form your own agency. But for now, you need to do this and learn the ins and outs of that. It's the only way to really get ahead in the industry now because individuals are being pushed out by larger conglomerates that have many people working for them. But you're not in an office, you're not under one person's thumb, you're like an agent, you're like a contract employee. Okay?
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, honey. You make it exciting by saying to yourself, I'm going to learn how to become the agency eventually down the road, because there's a lot of money in that for you and you're going to do really, really well. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, honey. God bless. Bye. Okay, I'm going to Casey, who's been waiting very patiently. Hey, Casey, you said you had a life question for me. Go ahead, honey. Tell me what it is.
I want to know about my love life and my finances.
Okay. So let me see, if I was to make a question for you, would it be, will you meet somebody, or are you asking me about somebody right now? Just give me more of a question, please.
Okay, I was in a relationship for like 4.5 years, and like he ended it, and I just want to know what's to come. You know, will that completely end, and will someone else come into my life?
So you want to know if he'll come back or if somebody new will come in. All right.
Yes.
All right. I don't feel he's going to come back in. Actually, I feel he's found somebody else. Okay. And you might have received maybe some gossip on that subject. And if he ever did change with her, let go of that, and come back to you, it wouldn't be good for you. So it's better if you find somebody new and tell him to get lost. Okay, because he didn't do the right thing with you.
Okay.
He didn't do the right thing with you.
Right.
You know, and
that is so true.
Betrayed you. He betrayed you terribly, and he made you feel like a fool. You put your heart on your sleeve. You let him know how you feel about him, and all he did was like eat it up and let you go. So he's not capable of really giving you the love you deserve. So now we need to turn around and look at future for you, Casey. Hold on. So in a few months, you will be meeting somebody new. First, you need to get all that behind you, you know, really believe it, know you're worthy, and know you don't deserve a lot better than that. You know, from what I'm getting from Spirit, you're a very loving, kind, sweet person. You have a lot to offer the right gentleman. And I do see somebody who's got good values. I see somebody that would even be going to church or at least believe in God, and he's a good guy, and that he would stay home with you, not want to run around out at night alone, you know, all that kind of stuff, a stay-at-home kind of guy. And he'd be really right for you, and that you'd be very, very right for him. And I also see commitment. So I see commitment-oriented man, perhaps even leading to marriage. I see it the end of March, early April. And I see that you most probably will meet him if you're not going to church, or maybe you need to, because I feel you're going to meet him in a more spiritual setting, if you will. And that he's going to, you know, he's going to be really nice. So he works hard for his money.
90 seconds.
He's a good-looking man, kind man. He seems to have children from a prior situation, but not going to be an issue for you. He will like your cooking. You're very good in the kitchen. As I said, you're very loving and nurturing. And he's going to be nurturing back. He's going to be the kind of guy that's going to make your heart sing. It's going to make you feel really good about yourself, because he's going to be there for you and appreciate you. Now, about
60 seconds.
I only have 60 seconds left, honey. But about money, you need to get your butt out the door and start looking very, very carefully and put a little more effort in that area. But if you do that, I think you've been a little passive about it, honey. So if you do that, if you put some effort in, a little more than you've been doing, I think you've been working to get a job, but you haven't been somehow, I think you've been doing like online resumes and sending things out that way. You need to get a little bit more in the face of potential employers, either going into the office or maybe to a job bank, or they have those, what do they call that? a job fair or something, but you need to have more presence and put a little more skin in the game rather than just sending out your resumes. You hear what I'm saying?
10 seconds.
All right. And that will work out for you.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, love. And that will work out for you, but it's got to be more than just sending resumes out. Okay?
Okay.
All right, love. You have a beautiful, blessed
All
day,
right.
honey. Blessed evening. God bless.
You too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, honey. Bye-bye. All right, I want to thank everybody for tuning in this evening. And if you would like a private session, just go to booklaura.com. And if you put radio show in the event code field, you will obtain a third more time free. Bye, everybody. Look forward to working with you next Monday. Bye-bye.